listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Mob Wives After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Mob Wives After Show.
Welcome, everyone. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another after show for AFTERBUZZ TV. We are doing Mob Wives, Season 2, Episode 18, entitled Reunion. And the reunion show was so special, of course, that we brought in Phil King, live harpist, in studio, who will be providing us with accompanying music. I'm Keven Undergaro, and I am here with
Cameron Martson.
Grant Rutter.
Cam, of course, the professor of Mob Wivesology. I say to you, one of the best reunion shows I've ever seen.
Hell yes. I'm just saying, ladies, you like this harp or what? What's going on?
Whew. Again, the best reunion show deserves only the very best in reunion after shows.
Special edition.
Team Karen.
I thought...
Oh, wait. Are you ready?
But by the way, I do believe one of the best ones. A lot of these, especially doing the Jersey Shore, they've tended in the past few seasons to get very anticlimactic. Just kind of been there, done that.
Just signing off.
Yawning.
Season, yeah.
Right. And this, to me, was, a lot of questions were answered. A lot of new questions have arisen. We went into territory we've never gone into before. And I think Joy was great.
On point. She called it out. I loved it.
She did. It was great to have someone not just laughing and playing around. I felt like Wendy was great, but Wendy just laughed and played around with them. She went in more serious. And
she went in, and didn't she throw out some Italian term too?
Faccia brutta. Well, she's always said she's Italian, so maybe she proved it. I don't know.
Well,
but
she's lucky because it's all very raw still. They just stopped recording at the end of April, so it's not a lot of time.
But Grant, not just that, Joy took it serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was she was on The View. Like, wait, you call yourselves friends, but you'll say you're gonna kill each other. Like, it was great to hear a sane civilian, kind of say, my God, what's up? This is completely unhealthy. And what I've said in past weeks is no one, Cam, you've always asked, I don't understand why they act this way, or not that, more specifically,
there's a lack of humanity. You
don't understand that no one calls them out on things. And I say to you, like, people are afraid to. If you even look in the wrong direction, you'll get your head cut off. And so it was great to have Joy, who doesn't have to feel so scared, and to take the job that serious to really kind of call them out. I do think at one point when the fight was breaking out, I wonder if she didn't regret it. She's an older woman.
Yeah.
And when you're sitting there, it's not for show. We know when Drita gets riled up, you can't really get her down. So do you think in that moment Joy was a little bit scared?
Well, Joy is very Hamptons, New York. She's not the borough.
Right.
So, yes, I think that she was a little... She might not have known what she was in.
She's also an older woman, you guys. She couldn't take a punch. She got a punch to the face could kill her.
I mean, I'm sure I don't know if she was fearful, but I think she definitely was a little wary. She's like, do I need to climb over the arm of my chair?
It was
and remember, she's also because she's Hamptons and because she's used to The View. She's not used to that.
Right.
No.
Other than that, I thought great job.
Yep.
And
Better
finally,
than Wendy Williams, that's for sure.
And to get into Renee and Junior, and of course to have Jen there, the show creator.
Thank God.
Finally. Come on, what do you guys think about that?
I thought they were going to save her till the end, but she was out the gate sitting right there, and they asked her the tough question we all wanted to know right off the bat was, would she pull the cameras back? And we learned that it was Renee that really wanted them to be there.
And I think you said that, right?
I did. At least I'm right about one thing. Yeah, I said that Renee would, life's an open book, and that she just doesn't care. She's always putting it out there anyway, and I think why not have the cameras on it? And I think she's smart to know it only makes her a bigger star. It makes more compelling television.
I was glad to hear that Jen was willing to pull the cameras,
yes,
or at least push to. So I mean, I just would hope for mothers in that vein that they do have some sense of humanity and some social consciousness for their children for the future.
You're talking about what mother?
For all of them, because I mean, I don't know if Jen has kids, but I think Jen has a certain concern for her nephew. This is going to affect his future. Yeah, I mean, and her sister. And their family.
But I think, and again, here you and I will debate this till the cows come home. They've grown up. They only know one way to earn, or they've seen one way of earning, and that's through crime, which just has horrible, horrible results. Mm-hmm. So if the alternative is make 16-year-old AJ famous, I'm sure that that's what they're going to choose because it's far greater, it's far superior than to have him enter into criminal life or to depend on a criminal lifestyle to pay their bills. So I think that's their perspective. Plus, I don't know if they're evolved enough in television or film to understand how debilitating it can be for their life, for that kind of lifestyle can be. Because think of the lifestyle they have, Kim.
Well, I'm wondering about Jen. I mean, what kind of education? Does she have some psychology education as well? I mean, money or not, at some point you have to really have a conscious or be cognizant of the fact that AJ has the choice to walk away and never look back.
I know, but Cam, it's like, did you grow up in California? You grew up in the islands. You're just very evolved. I'm telling you, growing up in Boston or whatever, I would have been like, wow, chance to be on camera? Cool. But I never would have thought it out.
But you're weed, and supposedly family is everything, correct?
But you think this is good for your family. You're going to be on TV.
But this is my thing. If you're going to walk the walk, not just talk the talk,
right?
And family means everything to you, that means even more than money.
But the money's helping your family. That's how you look at it.
When he's down and out.
Who's down and out?
AJ.
They're not seeing that. They don't have the wherewithal to see that.
I don't know what education level Jen. I think
even if she does,
Jen seems a little more evolved than Renee.
Listen, my mother was educated. I'm educated, and I know many people aren't. I have friends who are very successful who try to push their kids on me from back there to try to get them into show business, and I say no. But I'm more evolved. I've been in this business now for a long time.
And AJ's a minor.
I know, but I get kids younger than that thrown at me from friends who I really trust. In fact, one of them happens to be a psychologist.
When you work on reality TV, and I've seen this firsthand with regards to the crazy girls at the Bad Girls Club, the producers will pull them to a side and they'll have to sit down with these girls, and it is like going into a clinic. They know what to do. They know how to I'm not saying manipulate, but they know how to discuss, how to really get down and speak to these girls' level and to speak their dialogue. So she's been involved with reality TV, so I'm not surprised.
Who's that?
Jen.
But Jen hasn't been involved. This is her first foray.
Well, it's her first producing, but she didn't just walk into the business. She had to have.
Well, she wrote. I think she wrote. She intended to write for.
But that's different
not really
than
a show, right?
That's different than having the experience,
right?
But I just think I think it takes. You have to be evolved much further along to understand the bad. I don't think that they were saying to themselves, well, this will be bad for AJ, but the good news is his college will not be dependent upon by dad or Junior's dirty money. I don't think they got that far in their brain. I only think they see the good of this for AJ.
I kind of get the feeling that Jen does, because she does have a grasp on the emotional and psychological aspect of this lifestyle and its effect on AJ. Ergo, that's why she wrote the story that started off before the TV show.
Yes, well, the mob lifestyle, absolutely. But she, I'm sure, has rationalized, and I can see it, to say that this lifestyle would be better. And guess what? I happen to agree with her. I happen to think that if the choice is be dependent on Grandpa's money or Dad Junior's money, or be dependent on VH1, I'm going VH1.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going VH1. You know what? Toughen up. You know what? You'll be okay, AJ. But, I mean, when I see these girls arguing like him, they're really scary. It brings me totally back to the working in the North End and being around them. I mean, you look at them in the wrong way, they flip the switch so fast. And it's all about, you said what? And everything gets misinterpreted. Like, you're better off just...
Which is another point, because you say that too, but let's be honest. Renee, she's never lifted a finger. She admitted she's not a fighter. You can yell at me till cows come home, but if you don't lift the fist to me, you mean nothing. You're inconsequential.
I know, but
you can yell and scream all day.
Okay,
Drita and Karen, yes. I mean, maybe even Ramona, but...
Different kind of threat. But also, you saw Junior come out to the bar when she called him. So yeah, okay. Karen's not the Karen. I met.
But I mean, is Junior gonna hit a lady?
But I'm saying for me myself, I'm frightened of them.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I get it, but
and there's always somebody you can go after. There's a boyfriend. There's a loved one. There's someone that they can go after. I mean, they're not. Listen, they're all in this together, so they're not as scared. Carla seems the most fearful because she's not.
Yeah.
She's not a fighter.
Yeah.
But no, they're all in it. I'm saying when you're an outsider, I want to stay on the outside because it's really scary.
Yeah.
To be around.
Like you said from the beginning, this is probably the most real reality show
100%.
we've dealt with. Yeah.
And so real this after show that, the fact that they brought Jen out there.
Thank God.
And went over everything. And
Joy went straight for it. About
did.
the whole, do you think that there was a bit much to put her out? The whole emotional side for Renee, put it on TV, and Renee admitted that it was all her, and I'm good with that. I respected that. I'm glad that they had that up front from the get-go, because that was a big question I had.
And I mean, it seems like, and we also got some answers on Junior. Junior not
got rejected.
He's not in the Midwest, eating noodles and ketchup, calling it spaghetti. He's in jail, and he's in the wing with the rest of the rats. And apparently, because he lied to the other, he lied to the feds or whoever he lied to, it nullified his
protection.
And by the way, can you totally see him doing that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow, how screwed is he though?
He is, and
Screwed.
he's blaming them. He's saying they screwed me, but he probably got a little greedy. Who knows? Maybe they did screw him. Maybe they did. Maybe they did.
It was painful to watch the playback though. For me, I did.
I know you were cringing.
I was like, oh, I mean, but they chose that.
Well, how about the revelation about the miscarriage? That shocked me. That was
Oh my
probably the
goodness.
most shocking twist of the night.
Right.
There's a lot happening.
Right.
Yeah.
To the fact that they wanted to have a baby together. I mean, so what was that all
He
about?
asked her to marry him.
And have a baby. He even went to the father. So it was following the script all the way out to make this airtight so no one would know.
And good catch for Joy. I never even thought about the whole watch thing.
Right, great
Watch
catch.
response, yeah.
The fact that he didn't want to. He was
not so excited
hesitant about that watch
like, damn,
because
how am I gonna?
Yeah, that was the only way he could hide his bug. I mean, this is crazy, you guys. This is like we've never seen this before in reality television, and then and in a reunion, we've never had this.
It's my favorite reunion. So
when
far.
I heard about this miscarriage, though, how old is Renee? It doesn't matter.
I think late 30s. She was
38,
37, 38.
Yeah, she's getting close to 40, so
it
it's
would be time to do it, I guess. I bet she was a little past that age, but I won't say.
right. No, to have
I
the
bet she
baby,
was an older woman, but no.
but that's
Okay.
crazy.
Yes.
And that thank God.
And she admitted that maybe she was too stressed out. She would have never carried it to term. It was just a bad situation to be in. I'm glad that she was acknowledging that.
Did you notice Ramona said that we haven't seen the last of
Junior. I doubt it.
That interesting. Now, have we not seen the last of him on the streets, or have we not seen the last of him on Mob Wives?
Well, I mean, Jen has control, does she not? And she said she would never talk to him. So how do you bring him back on if you're never going to talk
I
to him?
think she's bringing him on for TV if you have to. Again, it's about.
So
I think it's about the end goal.
Would she really give him that platform though, out of prison? Would she really give it to him?
I don't know. I'm thinking me being a field general. Like you've got to win the war, and I think at this point, all the damage is done. Make as much money off it as you can.
I want to see it.
But Guid loyalty. I mean, how does that affect the relationship with her father?
I think he would probably. I don't know
Because
I don't
he's
know,
entitled to some kind of monetary compensation, is he not?
But I'm sure he's gonna get it. I'm sure the daughters are taking care of him. They're Guid daughters. If he doesn't have money, I'm sure he's being taken care of.
I mean Junior. The fact that he would get monetary compensation, you're basically helping the enemy.
I mean, but yeah, what would he would get? Honestly, he would get an after fee. He wouldn't get like it would be. I'm sure they wouldn't.
But Guid lives. I mean, you know better than I. I mean, dirt is dirt.
Dirt is dirt.
You don't exist.
But at the same time, here's the Guip lifestyle is supposed to be. At the end of the day, it's business. That's usually what the great ones always say. This is the life we chose, and at the end of the day, we all got into this to make money.
I would love to hear their mom's take.
And that's why they usually get a lot of that's why they're usually called such sociopaths, because it is about the money.
Right.
So it's like, hey, if we can make money together, let's do it. So I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying that. I just am questioning. I'm not saying she would or she wouldn't. I'm questioning. I don't think he'll end up back on Mob Wives. I don't think his name might come up.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I don't know if it is. And I also think because the mob is now run by 5th and 6th and 7th stringers, I do think that he could still kind of walk around the neighborhood and be okay. I really do. I don't. If this was 20 or 25 or 30 years ago, he'd get whacked. I'm not so sure anymore.
And I think he'd have the balls to go back and show his face in that neighborhood.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Well, like
right?
I said, I mean, there's everybody's a rat now, so it's not like it's a big deal. It's
not
like
a big deal, and he's famous. And you guys, when you're famous, forget it. All the doors fly open for you. Now, great, you had some interesting information about season 2 of the DVDs being available.
Yeah, if you haven't had enough, you can go on Amazon.com, of course, and buy the uncensored version for $34.95
and
online.
It's uncensored. So
uncensored. It's
now,
all out.
But instead of going to Amazon.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Amazon. What you want to do is you want to go to AfterBuzzTV.com. Go to AfterBuzzTV.com. In the top right corner, you're going to see an Amazon icon. If you click on that, then it will take you to Amazon. Then purchase season 2 of Mob Wives or whatever else you want. Tell your friends and your family to make their purchases there as well. And what happens is you're charged nothing, but AfterBuzz gets a little kickback, and we get to keep the lights on. And you know what? Just maybe we'll make it to Mob Wives Chicago. Which, by the way, scary group of girls.
Beastly.
One of them was on a stripper pole.
I mean, I'm so stressed out and loyal to this show. I don't know if I can make it through. I know we have to, but anyway, if you go to AfterBuzzTV.com, you click on Amazon, make all your purchases, tell your friends and family to do the same. Maybe, just maybe, we'll make it to AfterBuzz TV Mob Wives Chicago, right? Okay, so. God, gotta love the Harpist.
Right?
So appropriate. So, thank you, Phil King, our Harpist. I'm so excited to have him in studio. Carla and Renee. Now, this was crazy too. And Carla, Renee, and actually Karen. The one thing that comes out for me is this revelation of don't make me go there. Karen keeps saying, don't make me say it. I won't embarrass you on national TV. They kept pushing buttons, and Karen says, you slept with my married uncle at some point in time, whatever, 8 years ago.
Married uncle.
I mean, they were yelling over each other, and of course we go up live right after the show, so we don't have the liberty of watching it 15 times, but that seemed like the gist of it.
It was lost to me, but it'll come back.
Cam, do you believe that she did that?
I believe it.
My nice girl, Carla?
I believe it. Well, but whether she slept with him or not, maybe she did, and who knows. But remember, they also have history. There's something about Karen's dad kind of saved or gave a lifeline to Carla's father. Didn't she not? There was some kind of involvement where that's how they had their so-called past relationship. There was something to do with Carla's family and Karen's dad cutting him a lifeline.
And she kept saying, we have stuff between our families. Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it.
That's why she felt so betrayed.
I know you've had strong opinions, Cam, on Carla all season. Yeah. And I feel like maybe your feelings were realized here. Do you feel any different about her?
No, I mean, like you said earlier, I think she's the most fearful because she didn't necessarily grow up as a fighter. She wasn't a criminal. She had a criminal husband. That doesn't make you a criminal, doesn't make you a fighter either. It was interesting to see that she never really jumped in to back up Drita like she said she would. Drita got up, Carla just sat back, eyes wide open like this. I don't know. I'm just saying. Carla's not a fighter for me. She's mainstream. She's a little boring for me.
She's boring. Okay, but that's not bad to be accused of being boring.
Yeah, I think you have to have one boring person on the show.
Say that. She fits in.
But she's
enough.
But she's pretty, which I like. She's not a nice mom, which I like. She's somewhat. I mean, like I think out of the four of them, I think that's who I could date and have the most sensible relationship with.
Yes, you probably could. Yes.
Out of the four of them.
Who would I hang out with? I would definitely hang out with either Ramona or Drita. I'm Team Karen, but I actually would hang out with Ramona or Drita.
I'd hang out with all of them. I'd be mowing their lawns, pouring their drinks. I think they're all fantastic. I think
I'd be nowhere near Ramona.
I love Ramona.
No, wait.
Nowhere near her.
I'd be a bar back at Big Angie's place. And by the way, just like I was back in the day with all of them, because I as frightened as I was so entertained, amused by them, and that's how I became close with all those kind of women.
I love Big Ange, but I don't know if I could ever have a really in-depth conversation with her. She keeps everything so lighthearted and surface. I don't see a real I like to have deep conversation. I just can't
okay.
sit with
If
her.
you want a real friend, I guess I could see you going Ramona.
Yes.
Me, I'm saying for real friendship, I would say Drita. For me personally, I would have the real friendship with Drita.
I would say Drita as well. Renee is too high maintenance to be friends with.
Oh.
Renee, no, you just
I
have
like
to.
her,
But you have to take care of Renee.
Yeah.
That's the friendship, and come on, you must have some. You can't have all healthy relationships in your life, Cam. Right? Don't you have those
In general,
friends?
I've learned to push people out.
Oh, good for you.
There's Tasmanian devils. Sometimes they just spin, and you can't. It's exhausting.
I have a lot of people in my life where it's all about me taking care of
You're in
them.
the- yeah, you're in the
Maria Menounos.
business. That's a lot.
So anyway, and the business, I'm on the other side of the camera, so kind of most of my life. And then we have, I don't know, out of the 200 hosts of AfterBuzz,
Right.
there's at least about 50
sure there's a
that
handful.
it's
Kevin,
that are Renee's to me.
I need help.
my God.
But it's okay. But I
Right.
enjoy their company and
Right.
I love being around.
You signed on for that. Got
That's
it.
right. No, and I'd love to be friends with Renee as well. But I think you could have the most equal. It seems like with Drita.
I think she's real. Like she said, I love Hood. I just think that sometimes its stories get a little crossed, and she reacts by emotion as opposed to thinking things through and then reacting emotionally.
Do you think? But is that's your final take on Carla? She's just boring. That's the worst she's accused of.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
all right. No. By the way, no, that's better than I was afraid you were going to go to worse places. And then, I bum out because you are the professor of mob wivesology. Everything you've said has been true.
I think
the last 2
I
seasons.
will say about Carla, I think she enjoyed having Drita as her friend because Drita is she's a hound dog. I mean, when she was passionate and adamant and angry, I think it gave Carla somewhat more of a backbone, and she could live vicariously through Drita. She may not have been the tough girl growing up, but she could kind of feel like that when she was around
Right.
Drita. She didn't have to get into a fight, but she was like, wow, that's some good energy. Strong woman, stood up for what she wanted, said what she felt. I'm just saying, don't come from me.
It's hard to throw anything at Carla, but now that she's got this thing with this alleged affair, now I want to know. I was lost.
But
on it.
remember-
But I love that wrinkle though. it humanizes her in a way.
Oh, and remember
yeah.
the last boyfriend that was touching people? He was a creep anyway. Not like he was a loser.
He was a creep. That's what I'm saying. I can get in there.
Yeah.
I really want to meet her. I really like her.
Lousy
Anyway,
tasted
so
men.
we're saying the best friends. If you're gonna have a friend on this, you think it's either Ramona or Drita.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of friends, we don't ask for much here at AfterBuzz.
Right.
We bring you Phil the King, Harpist, who comes in just to give you background music. We do Mob Wives. We do 50 other shows a week. I don't even know what the number is. It's crazy. We don't ask for much. Just ask you to ask a friend or tell a friend about us or a family member. One a week or 2 or 3 about AfterBuzz and what we do and get them to tune in. That'll help a lot. The other thing that'll help is to go to iTunes. If you go to iTunes, go to podcasts, you find AfterBuzz TV Mob Wives, rate and comment on us. Please leave your rating, leave your comments. A lot of times it helps us with the show. Sometimes you have questions or comments that can help us shape the show, but also it helps our standing with iTunes. We're currently at we're over 1 million downloads a week from over 25 different countries, and that is from iTunes. So we want to keep our standing there strong. We want to make it stronger, and by going to iTunes and rating and commenting on us, it'll help.
And
And
we
it-
read them.
And it doesn't have to be nice either. You can tell me you like Carla.
Well, they
You
love
hate Ramona.
Cam. You're very popular. They comment on you being the truth and whatnot.
Ladies, if you're interested in Phil King, hit it up.
Yeah.
Those are some good hands over
Yeah.
there. I'm just saying,
Phil,
dexterity.
and Phil, why don't you take us in? This is Phil King. Let's go beatbox now. I'm ready because we're going to be talking about Drita, Ramona, and Karen, and it's going to start. Yeah. Yep. Because guess what, baby? This is where it started heating up. That's it. Oh, how talented is this guy? Right?
Exclusive.
Wow. So Drita, Ramona, Karen, the battle. My goodness. This is where we saw Joy get nervous. And we saw, call it bipolar, whatever you want to say about Drita. I saw her starting to get ramped up. I'm like, no, stop it. She's like the Hulk. Do not make me angry, Mr. McGee. Because when she gets mad, that's it. There's no stopping her.
I love the fact that Drita threw Big Ange under the bus.
Yes, you love that.
And Big Ange actually admitted, she said, you know what? It was probably the biggest mistake I made trying to get them to talk at the party. And I respect that.
And that was great that they called out Jen because we thought it was Dick in the Soup. And they called her on it. And by the way, okay, this might be me reading too deeply. Did you see any hidden animosity that any of them had toward Jen when Renee, when both Karen and Drita were asking Renee her involvement? I felt this passive aggressive kind of like.
Karen didn't hold her tongue.
But I'm saying beneath, in their eyes, Grant. Not forget the moment. In their eyes, was there
Renee? You set us up.
More anger. Who knows, based on past stuff for the past 2 years, about feeling manipulated on the show. Maybe a lot of times people are jealous of the person at the top. Maybe she's the one who's really making all the money and laughing all the way back. Who knows?
Connect the dots. She's allowing all her personal stuff to be on TV. She's definitely going for the monetizing of this situation. So I would have some animosity. I would feel set up, honestly. Party or not, Renee, yelling and screaming. I could see how it felt like it was a setup. From both sides, both angles.
So did you also see the same animosity in Karen and Drita when they were talking to Jen? In the brief things they said, it felt like underlying whatever they were saying was just like, you know what? You've manipulated us from the beginning. Maybe a little jealousy, definitely animosity. Like it seemed more than just that one moment.
Well, because it also lends to the fact we talked about this last week that they were so hurt and so upset about the situation because they did have a friendship. Whatever happened. But the only reason they're that hurt is because they still did care. If you didn't care about somebody, you wouldn't give a shit. There still were feelings as far as friendship goes. And I think when you feel manipulated to be put in a situation where you lost a friend or there's such animosity and it was such a tragic season. I would be a little upset with Jen too. The whole Dick in the Soup thing, we talked about it. First thing right off the bat, the fact that Jen had to come out from off stage to actually answer the question because Karen called her out straight up. Did I not ask you to sit down with Drita? And you said she wasn't ready. And Drita was like, what? Like we said, Dick in the Soup.
If anyone was going to call her out, it would be Karen. I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised at all.
And I'm just wondering, too, because I know in Hollywood that I see a lot of people, like God, Vince McMahon runs the WWE.
Right.
They have no one has anything good to say about working for him. Yet he's made them all millions and millions and millions of dollars, his wrestlers. But
it's a love-hate relationship.
No, well, you only hear the hate. And I also see this in television too. And in movies, like the guy that's writing the check, the guy who's at the top, who's making the tough decisions, who's fighting with the suits and robbing Peter to pay Paul to keep the project alive, keep the ship floating, and providing a great lifestyle for everyone, is often the one hated the most by the underlings. And, it's something that for me, I'm on both sides. I'm at the top in some my projects, my companies, and then there's other people that I just work for, whether it's branding or this big giant film company that I'm working with now. And I'm grateful that I've been in both places, so I know how to be appreciative of the guy that's making the hard decisions. And they may not be the popular decisions, they may not always feel good, but it provides us with all with the lifestyles that we have. But I was just saying, a lot of people don't see that, and that's what it felt like to me. It felt like not just that moment they were upset. It felt like there was definitely underlying, passive aggressive tone to them, with some underlying feelings of animosity.
And actually, I think some direct aggressive tone in
Absolutely.
that. I mean, look, Jen, I don't care how much money you're making because you're making money off of us. So I have no sympathy for you.
Right.
You're gonna come out here and take some shit. Just saying.
And so
I think she was strong enough to handle it.
She was great.
Yeah.
She was great. And by the way, it seemed like she wasn't at fault. Right? It just seemed like one of those things.
I mean, I think there was a little Dick in the Suit with the whole Drita like holding them off. Because, I mean, why would you say? I mean, because Karen asked multiple times to sit down with Drita.
But Karen didn't text her back the next day.
It was the day before the party, but this is all summer long, she said.
Right.
And Jen agreed. It was all summer long. And she did go back and tell Karen that she wasn't ready to sit down. But Drita was like, I never heard this. There was no...
At the end of the day, Jen's a producer. I mean, it is.
So again, no sympathy.
And again, but you know what? Doing the best for us because we
best
enjoyed
reunion
it.
yet.
Okay, but it's watching Ramona and her go back and forth, and I know you're a huge Ramona fan. I'm team. I know, Cam. I'm team Drita, and then you were saying, Grant. You were saying you're now not team Drita.
No, I am. I was just not pleased. I don't want to jump forward, but I wasn't pleased when she walked out. But before we start,
But she walked out because the kid was getting so upset that they think that was like, I'm not going to fight on national TV because of my daughters. I'm going to walk out, which I think she did. She was the bigger person.
I don't know.
Like you get,
if I don't walk
I
away
know,
from
but
a fight.
physically you
I
could
don't
see
walk away
she
from
was.
a fight.
You don't, but I don't think she walked away from a fight in the way you think she walked away from a fight. I think she walked away because she knew she was going to lose her cool and embarrass herself and her family. You could see the way she was getting riled up. Like I just think there's a switch in her that can't shut off.
Okay, before we start with the whole Drita versus
Right.
everybody else, Ramona threw the first wad of mud when she said that there are some people in this room that we need to have a conversation off camera with. Nobody turned up the heat before that moment, and it was on Ramona's side. So I'm still on Team Drita. Drita did not go there. She did not initiate anything.
I'm okay with it.
Really? Okay, so Cam, go ahead. You're okay with what?
I'm okay with Ramona throwing the mud. She articulated herself. She didn't fly off the handle. She didn't back down. She didn't run off the stage. I don't care how upset Drita gets. Ramona was articulate, and she very clearly
I think she
stated,
flew
we
off
don't
the
have to
handle,
like
though.
each other. You're a mom. And the reality is, too, we all watch the tape back. Body language, we talk about this all the time. Every time we've talked, even with Jesse, when Jesse was on the show, body language says a lot. And I'm not going to let my best friend get into a fight with you. You're on a ledge. Drita has the worst temper, and Ramona made it clear because we talked about they have past history.
So
Ramona
they
and
totally
Drita.
do. They totally do. So she went out there for herself as well. And I get what you're saying, sticking up for your friend. And I get it being a bad judgment call because with two people going out there, you're only going to rile up Drita more.
Rewind the tape. She didn't go out there and console anybody. She didn't go out there and talk it down.
She said
went
this
out-
is not the place. That's how she started the whole conversation.
Yeah, but she amped it up so fast.
And
pushed
she
them
could have
to the edge.
taken Karen and said, "Listen, this isn't the place. We're at a party. We're next to a ledge. Guys, you're both moms. And again, I know I'm expecting too much, but I feel like she did go out there. Maybe her intentions were good, but it was a 2-on-1.
No, don't get me twisted.
And how are you gonna you literally backed Drita into a corner. Her
Ramona
back
fueled
was
that fire, too. No,
her
Ramona
back was
fueled it.
against that ledge.
Yeah.
You literally backed my Drita into a corner, and what was she gonna do?
Ramona loves her camera time.
I'm not blaming Drita for swinging. I love that fight. That was a great fight. And again, don't get me wrong. I think Ramona fueled the fire. Once she was in it, she was throwing verbal landmines left and right. But what I loved about Ramona is when Drita said something about, I can bring my friends and they can unleash the beast. And what did Ramona say?
What?
She said, we'll light this bitch up. Ramona's just as hood too. I love Ramona. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wait. Listen. Let me just take just you have 1 minute of your time because I'm
Okay.
not done discussing
All right,
this. Do you like video games but hate paying $60 to $70 every time a new game comes out?
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Just as much. Don't you think the Mob Wives hate that? They hate it when AJ.
Gamefly.
Yeah. AJ spends like probably $60, $70 every time a game comes out, right?
Sure.
Don't you think that upsets Renee? I don't care how much money they have. Well, Gamefly.com
I knew it.
is the perfect solution. It's the Netflix for video games.
It's actually kinda cool.
Yeah. No late fees, minimal monthly charges. Receive a new game in the mail, play as long as you like, and then send it back through the mail whenever you like. Over 8,000 games for PlayStations, Xbox, Wii, and more. New games available. AfterBuzz TV fans get a special 15-day free trial if you go through www.gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV. You can test it out for free, and after 15 days, if you don't like it, you can cancel at no charge. But if you do go to gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV, and I think sign up for this 15-day thing, we get some kind of kickback, which Phil the Thrill would know about.
It's a cool deal. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Because, all the blockbusters that are shutting down, right? You can't get your games there anymore. So
No.
why not try Gamefly?
Go to the
It's cool.
Netflix of
Future.
Gamefly. Yeah, no, please. And if you do, again, every bit helps for us. Gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV, and then order away. I'm still not done with the Ramona Drita Karen thing.
Me neither.
I feel I like Ramona, but I guess when they both get upset, I like Drita better. Because Drita, to me, doesn't seem like she can't control it.
For some reason, I
And
think
I-
Drita's the underdog a little bit. Do you think?
I do,
see?
and I also don't like the whole Al Pacino being threatened. Like, I just have dealt with these people so many times where it's like, listen, like, look. I know you're taking my sister out on a date, and I hope you have a really good time. Okay. And then it's always, but if you're not home by I'm gonna break your leg. So it's like, I know you're a really good actor, Al Pacino, and no. But and it's just, I know you're looking at me, Cam, like you admire that.
No, I don't.
I just dealt with it my whole life. It's like, stop.
But you talk about this is who they are. It doesn't make sense to me. But
Drita's not like that.
She married into it.
Right.
I think it's tacky. I agree with you. I think it's tacky.
But you're right. No. And I get that this is what they're like. I'm not saying I don't understand why they're like this. I'm saying this is what they are like, and I don't like it.
Because I also respect the fact Ramona said that if she saw Drita in a brawl on the street, even though they're not friends,
that was her way of kind of trying to make a little bit of peace.
I don't know about peace. Like, I'm just
not
keeping
peace.
it real.
I told you the wrong name. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think. I think it was her way of just.
And what I like is she's always stuck to the fact that we're all mothers. She's always kept with that story.
So look what she. But that's completely contradictory. Yeah, we're all mothers, and then look at how she talks.
Okay.
She talks totally gangsta.
If we're gonna peg it on a certain level, seriously, of all of them, Renee might be the loudest and the most obnoxious, but Drita is probably gonna have the most to answer to her children.
Why?
She's the first one to throw a fist out of everybody.
But she's
you proud of that? You're proud of that?
She's working on it. She's on camera working on
it.
it.
She's taking anger management. I mean, she's doing stuff. All right. Phil King, thank you so much for the accompaniment.
Thank you, boss.
Took us all through the topics. We appreciate it. And I know everyone from Girls is excited to have you too.
Hey, what's going on?
Nice. You're amazing. So I think, yes, in terms of the physical fighting, yes. But at the same time, I feel there's a realness. I feel like she's trying to get better and improve herself. Whereas the other ones, I don't see it.
I'm thinking the future for her children. Yeah, mom was a fighter. Yeah, mom knew dad was a criminal.
X, Y, and Z. You might be right. Listen, let's cut to a commercial. We have news, a lot of news and gossip, and of course we have predictions because next week's looks like it's going to be even crazier.
Hey guys, what's happening? We are the America's Best Dance Crew ABDC After Show coming to you guys. We watch the show every week just like you, and we go every Friday to the set to interview and talk to the crews behind the scenes and let you know what is happening behind the scenes.
Hey guys, this is the AFTERBUZZ TV crew for The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Woo! Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 8 p.m. to see
Adrienne Barrow,
Deanna Vaughn,
Susan Hahn,
Giselle Ugardi.
Buzz you later!
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Hey guys, what's happening? We are the America's Best Dance Crew ABDC After Show coming to you guys. We watch the show every week just like you, and we go every Friday to the set to interview and talk to the crews behind the scenes and let you know what is happening behind the scenes.
Hey guys, this is the AfterBuzz TV crew for The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Woo! Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 8 p.m. to see
Adrienne Barrow,
Deanna Vaughn,
Susan Hahn,
Giselle Ugardi.
Buzz you later!
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Let's roll right into the news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Hollywood Life reports that Drita is possibly making an exit. When asked if Drita is coming back for season 3, she said, "I don't know yet. I didn't decide yet if I'm going to be on season 3, but I can tell you I'll be watching season 3. It's not as easy as everyone thinks to be on a reality show. I guess it's just something I would think about." Drita is hopeful for following in the footsteps of Big Ange with the spinoff, but nothing has been confirmed. So who are we kidding? Where's she going?
She's posturing for a better contract or trying to get the spinoff, and I don't think she should go anywhere.
I would respect her if she quit. That's just me.
I know, because you're not about the dollar. You're always Cam's about
I
the
just feel
fam.
bad for her daughter. I mean, not
No,
for the
no,
show.
I
just
get it. I
the
get
dad
it.
thing. She needs to run and go somewhere.
But you're already in. This is over. The toothpaste is out of the tube.
But that's like saying that you can't change your life.
Well,
That's
you-
my thing. Sorry.
All right, good.
What else?
All right. Drita's rap career caught the eye of Lil' Kim. The Queen Bee asked Drita to host a party for her on Friday. Drita said she was honored. She says, "I love her, so I'm more than excited." How it really did come about though was during my appearances, I rap Lil' Kim songs, and she saw it and she loved it. And then I saw her, and I love her. And then she showed me so much love, and she said, "I would love for you to host my concert, Lil' Kim's No Joke." I love Lil' Kim.
That's a great gig. A great gig for her.
Like I said, Drita loves to rap. She's all about performance. She has great charisma.
Got to stay on TV and
She
support.
has to find something else.
And
No, stop it.
And Lil' Kim's no fool because she's trying to come back onto the scene, so she's
I think it's great. Working a little synergy, working together.
Exactly.
Pauly D and Brittany.
So Drita confirms that she is still going through with the divorce from Lee. She admits her friends are setting her up on dates, but she feels like she's going on a job interview when she's dating. When asked about Lee, Drita says her relationship with her ex is cool and that they are getting along. She says, "Lee's hot, and we're gonna have a problem when he comes home. I better have somebody."
Oh my God! Now that was interesting, Cam, because you said never. She's never going to go back to him. That was one of your predictions. Now, what do you think? Still.
I mean, unless he beats her up and ties her up, I actually think she's the type that she could stay away. But she's gonna have a lot of drama. I mean,
But you said not. I'm just saying. Last week you had said she's never going to go back to him.
I don't think she would choose to go back to
You
him.
still don't think so, even though she's saying here in this quote, he's hot.
No, he's hot tempered. That's what I'm getting from that because she's gonna have a problem.
This was
Oh.
a YouTube video, and I transcribed this, and she was laughing, so she could have been joking, but it did come across as he's hot, like appearance-wise, to me.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right. In an interview with wetpaint.com, Renee gives us an update on her life and her relationship with her son. She says, "I'm literally living day by day. It's hard, but I have a strong support system. My son is amazing. On Mother's Day, he gave me a card saying, 'I wouldn't be the man I am today if it weren't for you.' That meant the world to me." What do you think?
Run,
Well, he's telling the truth. He wouldn't be.
run,
In more ways than one.
run.
Right. All right. Go ahead.
All right. In regards to Junior, Renee Graziano says, "My ex, I could care less where he is, but he's also in federal prison. Just because you can tell on someone doesn't mean that you don't go to jail. You still go to jail, but if you do your time with all the other rats, it's called being in protective custody, PC. He cut some kind of deal, but I don't know what he received. I just know he's definitely in jail. I have a restraining order out on him, so I'll be alerted when he gets out."
So maybe he probably is going to get a softer sentence.
The restraining order. That's interesting.
Right.
I
that
think
way
she only did it so she would know when he gets out.
Right. So she'll know when and if he does. He won't be able to get out quietly. She'll be alerted.
All right, so while the internet is still buzzing with the Drita Karen makeup or they buried the hatchet allegedly last week, Drita insists that they just called a truce. Renee was questioned if the makeup was authentic, and she says, "What was authentic was the fact that we were able to come together. We're not barbarians. We have children and we want to lead by example. That said, Ramona and Drita do not like each other. There was tension and there were a few glances across the table. When I saw it, I was like, oh, next season's going to be good." So,
Yeah, that's not going to go away. No.
so
Animosity's there.
Drita's not leaving.
Right.
So,
Hopefully.
Speaking of season 3, Renee slips us some information. She says, "I'm having surgery in June to repair the damage done by the plastic surgery ordeal I went through. Then we go right into shooting in July, and season 3 will start airing in December."
Wow. Wait till December. And I see here Mob Wives premieres June 10th
Chicago.
at 8 o'clock, and then Big Inch premieres July 8th at 8.
So does that mean that Mob Wife Chicago is going to be very short, unless if they put them on a different night? But
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe it's like a 6-week kind of
Yeah.
thing. That's interesting. Or unless they push the nights around.
I figured they'd
Wow.
ride this train from here to the next season. They put these in between.
Listen, if you guys go to AfterBuzzTV.com, click on Amazon, make all your purchases, or you go to GameFly.com/AfterBuzzTV and sign up for one of those memberships, maybe we'll have enough money to come back and do those 2 shows. That's all I can say. All right, let's go to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
The blowout's going to continue and more than likely take up 2/3 of the episode. We will see Well, let's talk about that first. I mean, what are you guys expecting?
It's going to be arguing, I think, for the rest of the time. They asked all the stupid questions like Big Andrew's bra size, so I think it's just going to be full out, one whole hour of out with a bang.
Cam?
I don't know. I think Drita's going to take off like a G6.
Like a G6.
Oh, she was right back on the couch. Don't worry.
Yeah, they got her back
worry.
in there. And then, but we do see Karen and her man. And we, got, our TiVo got cut off right at the moment. Our DVR, excuse me, got cut off right at the moment when we find out if the daughter is going to move from Arizona to New York. And it seemed like the husband was going to say no.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Karen has custody, so he may not have a choice.
Right? Karen has custody.
Karen has custody.
Interesting. We want to thank Philip King.
Yes.
And if you go to universalharp.com, you can see his work, download some of his music. I thought that was great having him as part of this show.
It was nice for
Right?
the big reunion, yeah.
Where do I find you guys?
I'm on Twitter at Grant Michael R.
Nice, that's easy. Grant Michael R.
Yeah, follow me,
And I
please.
am Tom Macava 777.
Tom Macava 777.
We got to do something about that.
I don't
know
know.
it's a
I kind of
Every
hide something. I don't
week.
like to be too far out there. I don't know. We'll see.
But you're the professor of mob wivesology.
I actually think about it a lot because Kev, you do have some good points. It's hard.
A
for me.
couple of good
I
points.
just don't like to be too. Man, this is fun. I just don't like to be too far out there.
I get it. Listen, I spent 15 years not being out there behind the scenes, not doing red carpets. I get it. But at the same time, you have a lot to share with the fans. If you're going to have it, then have it.
Where do we find you, Kev?
Exactly.
At Undergaro. And Adrian will be back with us next week. And Cam, this is it for you. Wait.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, my God. Why?
Yeah.
What's up?
Graduation.
We have Vegas national tournament. Me and one of my other hosts, Kenny, we play volleyball together international tournament in Vegas, and then I gotta take my boyfriend to Hawaii.
Oh, so I have to do this without you? I feel crippled.
thanks.
Grant's got
No,
it.
you know what, Grant?
Thanks.
You and Adrian are amazing, but this is the professor of mob wivesology. Like, I'm lost. I'm lost.
You guys got it. I'm actually sad I'm not going to be here.
okay.
This is probably, I have to admit, this is probably one of the best reunions I've seen. And there
I
wasn't that much
agree.
fighting. There wasn't that many fists thrown.
Nope.
But the
Yeah.
conversation
A lot
was
revealed.
good.
A lot
And
revealed.
We all agree, right? Joy Behar. We were like, well, I don't know.
Excellent. Nope.
I thought
Best.
she was really good.
She was fantastic.
She
Okay.
worked.
So, Cam, but we'll see you back here June 10th.
Hell yeah.
All right, you guys. Take care.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.